From Allen Hall on the campus of Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, New York, ESFTV presents college basketball. Today, the Bryant and Stratton Cougars welcome the SUNY ESF Mighty Oaks to Allen Hall. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on ESFTV for men's college basketball. Kenny Copps welcoming you to Allen Hall at OCC for this visitor matchup with Bryant and Stratton of Syracuse. Both teams call Allen Hall their home floor, and tonight the Mighty Oaks are the visitors. The best parallel to be drawn from the professional sporting world is the New York Jets and Giants, who share MetLife Stadium and play each other there. Last time out for ESF at Allen Hall, the Mighty Oaks put up 103 points against Word of Life. After a very slow start, ESF found their rhythm, and they were paced by an outstanding performance by the senior Antonio Franco, who made 7 threes and helped the Mighty Oaks coast to a 103-78 win. Since then, another win and another loss for the Mighty Oaks. They traveled down to Scranton this past weekend to participate in the Lions Den Classic. Couple of high-scoring contests for the Mighty Oaks there. They beat Bucks County Community College on Friday night, 102-98, and then they lost to the host of the tournament, Penn State Scranton, who had a bye straight into the championship game. They lost that one by 15. So back on their home floor as the visiting team tonight, looking to get back above 500 is ESF. Spoke to each of the head coaches prior to game time today to get their perspectives and their keys to victory. We'll start with visiting coach John D'Antonio of ESF. And for the Mighty Oaks, it's going to come down to rebounding. When they rebound well, they tend to win this season. Also, shooting the ball well will be very important against a big Bryant and Stratton team inside. ESF has some shooters, especially the aforementioned Franco. If they can get him going, it could lead to good things on the scoreboard for the Mighty Oaks. And lastly, it's all about taking good care of the ball and avoiding turnovers. Coach D'Antonio, prior to the game, stressed that fact that if they cough up possession, could lead to some easy points and dunks the other way. On the other side, for Bryant and Stratton, they want to protect the three-point line. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They do a lot of their damage inside. They want to make sure ESF has to do the same thing. And along those lines, it's all about the front line. A lot of big fellas across the roster for the Cougars. More of that when we get to the starting lineup shortly. And then last but not least, limiting dribble penetration. It's one way for ESF to work around the size of Bryant and Stratton is get the ball inside, then kick it out for some open looks to Franco and Patrick Emery and others. So now, we talked about the starting lineups. Let's take a look. Familiar starting 5 for ESF. Patrick Emery leads the team in scoring and rebounds this season. He played banged up a weekend ago in Scranton, but he's good to go again tonight. And one change for the Cougars of Bryant and Stratton. Keyshawn Crosby, who started their most recent game on Sunday, a narrow loss to Washington Adventist. He is unable to go tonight. He is out. So replacing him in the starting lineup for Bryant and Stratton is TJ Oliver. He'll be one of the guards. He and Kai Pugh in the backcourt, David Honore and Justice Carrington the forwards, and the big center Jordan Drain, all 6'7" of them, leading the way for head coach Clay Gagan-Sherman's Bryant and Stratton Cougars. And there is John D'Antonio. He was very pleased with where his team's at so far. It's an all non-conference schedule for ESF this year, competing as an independent for the second season running. They are 3-3. He said that they've won the games they should win. They've been in some of the games you wouldn't expect them to win, but they haven't yet been able to get over the hump. He's really excited about the opportunity to play this Bryant and Stratton team tonight for ESF. It's their final game before the Thanksgiving break. They have never been over 500 heading into Thanksgiving break. They have a chance to change that here tonight against a Bryant and Stratton team that had their number last season. The Cougars swept the season series, a pair of wins over ESF last season, and historically they've won the last 6 meetings overall. On the other side, there's a good look at Clay Gagan-Sherman in his 4th season leading the men's team, his 7th season overall, as he was the inaugural coach for the women's team when Bryant and Stratton launched that program just prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. He led them for 3 years before coming over to the men's side. And despite a slow start this season for the Cougars, he is still over 700 winning percentage in his career at Bryant and Stratton. It's a Cougars team that, much like ESF, kind of been bouncing back and forth between wins and losses. Played a couple games here at Allen Hall this past weekend, won by 12 over Cheney, lost by 4 on Sunday to Washington Adventist. And they're right back in action on Thursday night, where they travel to Bloomfield before they get a couple of weeks off, bookending the Thanksgiving holiday as well. And Kenny Kopp's with you here from Allen Hall on the campus of Onondaga Community College. ESF will be the road team tonight, but they will be in their home whites. Bryant and Stratton, the home team, they'll be in their visiting black uniforms this evening. And hey, fans, while we have a few minutes before the start of tonight's game, you can help support your Mighty Oaks. ESF needs your help now more than ever. Your contribution to ESF athletics will enable ESF student athletes to continue to compete and reach their full potential. All you got to do, just scan that QR code on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. There will be a drop-down menu that pops up. You need to select Other from the drop-down menu. And once you do, write in athletics. We appreciate any amount you can give, and so do our wonderfully talented student athletes here at SUNY ESF. So we mentioned a break in the action coming up for ESF. They're not back in action until the 1st of December, so 12 days from now they'll travel to Elmira, then a couple other road games, Central Penn, and then the Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, and then a home slate. They'll wrap up their 2025 portion of the schedule against Vaughan on December the 14th, and then a bunch of home games after the new year. But the only thing on John D'Antonio and the Mighty Oaks' mind this evening is the opponents in front of them from Bryant and Stratton. It's a Cougars team that has struggled to have a consistent starting lineup this season. Of the starting 5 tonight, only Jordan Drain, 6'7" center, has started in all 5 games. It's been a change or two every night, it seems like. They do have a big roster, a deep roster, and a tall roster, so their depth has not been an issue, but something to keep an eye on, especially with Keyshawn Crosby out tonight. They're a team, Bryant and Stratton, that shoots the ball extremely well. TJ Oliver has the worst field goal percentage among their starting 5 at 48% on the year. Both these teams shoot the ball really well, as a matter of fact, both right around 50% on the season. But the big difference that jumps out at you when you look at the team stats for the season is 3-point shots attempted and made. Bryant and Stratton will take maybe half as many as ESF, and a lot of those will come from the right hand of the senior Spaniard, Antonio Franco. Leads the team in 3-point percentage and 3-pointers made and 3-pointers attempted. He shoots more than 8 a game. He averages 3 made threes a game, shooting at 36% from beyond the arc this season. He did not start, if you recall, ESF's previous home game against Word of Life, and maybe no coincidence, the team did not start as well. They were down 9-0 a couple of minutes in. Coach D'Antonio called his first half 30-second timeout. He got Franco into the game. It took him a while to get going, but it's like he flipped a switch after halftime, and for a while he could not miss from 3. He is a prototypical streaky jump shooter, and when he gets going, he can go on quite a run, and ESF will hope for more of that from him tonight. Both teams gathered around their respective benches, getting some last words of instruction and encouragement from their coaches. I'm sure Coach D'Antonio is reminding his team that they have to be competitive in every facet of the game. Can't be intimidated by the size of Bryant and Stratton. They have to be competitive on the boards. They need to be smart and athletic and not try to outjump them, because it will be a difficult matchup for the Mighty Oaks if they try to do that. And as the horn will sound here at Allen Hall, here is our public address announcer for the evening. Mr. Nick Aversa will lead us into the national anthem and tonight's starting lineups.
college matchup between the BRYANT and STRATTON College Syracuse, home of the Bobcats, and the Mighty Oaks from SUNY ESF. Fans, before we begin tonight's game, BRYANT and STRATTON College Syracuse would like to remind everyone of the importance of good sportsmanship. We ask that all players, coaches, officials, and fans demonstrate respect and courtesy throughout the contest. Profanity, derogatory remarks, or unsportsmanlike behavior will not be tolerated and may result in removal from the facility. Let's work together to create a positive environment for our student athletes. Thank you, and enjoy tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that if you are able to please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the play of our national anthem. And now for tonight's starting lineups, first for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Mighty Oaks of SUNY ESF. Number 1 out of Casares, Spain, Antonio Franco. Number 5 from Oceanside, Long Island, Ben Zito. Number 10 from Monroe, New York, Ian Holland. Number 11 from Neversink, New York, Andrew Cox. And number 25 from Fayetteville, New York, Patrick Emery. The head coach of the Mighty Oaks is John D'Antonio, assisted by Sean Muller. Ladies and gentlemen, the visitors on the scoreboard, the Mighty Oaks of SUNY ESF. And now, for the home team on the scoreboard, the Bobcats of BRYANT and STRATTON Syracuse. And guard, number 0 out of Brooklyn, New York, TJ Oliver. A 6'3" forward from the Bronx, New York, number 1, Justice Harrington. 6'3" junior guard from Syracuse, New York, number 12, Kai Pugh. And forward, a 6'5" senior from the Bronx, New York, number 13, David Nunner. At center, a 6'7" senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 24, Jordan Green. The head coach of the Bobcats is Clay David Sherman, assisted by Xavier Norby. Ladies and gentlemen, the home team on the scoreboard, the Bobcats of BRYANT, STRATTON, Syracuse.
Kenny Copps with you here on ESFTV from Allen Hall on the court or the campus of Onondaga Community College. SUNY ESF and BRYANT and STRATTON College of Syracuse set to do battle in non-conference men's basketball action. ESF, the road team this evening, they'll be in the white uniforms, and BRYANT and STRATTON, the home team on the scoreboard, wearing their road black uniforms this evening. Both teams coming in at 500, and off we go as the Mighty Oaks win the opening tap. Attacking the basket to our right, it is SUNY ESF with the game's first possession. Emery kicks to the corner. Benzito driving. And a contested shot won't fall for Andrew Cox, and the Cougars come down with the rebound. David Honor grabbing the board. TJ Oliver running the floor, kicks it back to Kai Pugh. Now move it around the outside. This is Justice Carrington, draws the contact, doesn't get the call, but lays it off the glass and in for the game's first 2 points. Quickly back the other way, underneath for an easy lay-in, it's Ian Holland. The Mighty Oaks beat the Cougars up the floor. And here's a corner three from Drain that's too short. Offensive rebound, though, stays here with Bryant and Stratton. Honor underneath, that's where Drain likes to operate, and he banks home the lay-in. And the floater from Benzito had a little bit too much on it. And the ball is stuck over the basket. Zito asking for a call, but nothing forthcoming for the forward. One of 3 Mighty Oaks averaging double figures this season. Shooting better than 53% from the field coming into tonight's action as well. Zone defense look from ESF as Bryant and Stratton attacks the basket to our left. Carrington around Emery, his baseline jumper doesn't go, and it's tapped out of bounds. Last touched by Jordan Drain. Possession to ESF in the early going. Bobcats doubling up the Mighty Oaks 4-2. This is Holland, and he has all 4 points for ESF so far. Teams trading buckets. 2 baskets apiece, 2 minutes gone. ESF doing a nice job controlling the tempo in the early going. Here is Drain attacking the 10 for 2 more for the big center. Bryant and Stratton extended its defense beyond half court. Here's Franco, the first 3 of the game, and it's up and in. And ESF has its first lead at 7-6. Pretty free-flowing game so far. Here's a 3 at the other end from Bryant and Stratton, and it was Kai Pugh throwing up an air ball. Franco running the floor. Kicking to Emery, driving the lane. His shot is partially blocked. Emery takes a tumble. The ball is saved by Drain. ESF with 4 back quickly. Drain all the way. His layup's too strong. Offensive board and the putback also too strong. At the 3rd time of asking, Drain gets it to fall. He has a half dozen. He has all but 2 of his team's 8, and it is the visiting Mighty Oaks who are back down by 1, 8-7. Franco, a lot of contact there, and there is the game's first foul, as all over him was TJ Oliver.
Bobcat foul number 0, TJ Oliver. That's his first, team first.
Shot clock at 20 for ESF. Inbound comes to Franco. Top of the key with Holland. Franco again, shot clock down into single digits. Emery, all the way to the rim. His shot's blocked up against the glass. He went with the left hand, probably should have gone with the right. Here's Oliver from 12 feet, he's got it. Called for the foul on the last possession. After the block, comes down, pulls up from just inside the lane, and gives Bryant and Stratton its largest lead of the evening. Holland in the paint with the left hand, nothing but net. Ian Holland off to a great start tonight. He has 6. This is Drain. He's been coming out beyond the arc on pretty much every possession. Lets one fly here from 3, and he drains it. First three-pointer for the Bobcats tonight as they apply some half-hearted full-court pressure as ESF brings it up the floor. Handoff to Franco. Into the corner with Andrew Cox. Backing down Oliver, lost the ball, almost got it back, and it's knocked ahead by Pugh. He couldn't save it, though. Needed the court to be about 6 inches wider than it was. And a brief delay here as the officials will get together to determine whether the shot clock should be a full 30 or back at 9. Didn't look like any of the Bobcats had control, so I think they got it right in the end. Emery spinning inside, triple team, kicks it out with 2 to shoot. This is Andrew Cox, and that is nothing but the bottom of the net. Cox makes it a 1-point game, 5 minutes gone in the first half. David Honor gets it back to Carrington. A couple of defenders quickly on him. Now Honor from 3, that's off, and Emery an uncontested rebound for ESF. ESF down by 1, almost 5.5 minutes gone, and Emery hasn't scored a point yet. Trying to change that here. Spinning onto his favored left hand, and he rattles in the lay-in to give ESF its first lead of the evening. And a brief delay for a delay of game warning. (14-13) ESF. Mighty Oaks have scored the last 5. This is Drain coming out of the corner. Emery and Zito both watching him alertly. That pass was broken up and too hot to handle for TJ Oliver. It's a sloppy turnover committed by BRYANT and Stratton. ESF with the ball and a little bit of momentum as well. Franco kicks to an open Emery. He'll swing it out to the opposite side for 3 more. In and out for Andrew Cox. He made one a minute ago, not that time. Oliver got it to Pugh, and he was hacked on the way up. Might be Emery. He was in the middle there. And it will be Pat Emery. First team foul charge to ESF. And a couple of free throws coming up for Kai Pugh. He hasn't scored yet tonight. It's a BRYANT and Stratton team shooting under 62% from the line this season, but Pugh has gone 10 of 12. Good for 83% from the line. Not that time, however, too strong with the first. No good with the second either. ESF with the defensive board, and the Mighty Oaks maintain their slim 1-point lead. Emery backing down his defender. The ball was slapped away. Franco saved it, and then he threw it away. He was pestered by David Honor. Good defense by him to force the turnover. Our first personnel changes of the evening as Ivan Richardson and Nate Sletfold enter the action for the Mighty Oaks. They replace Zito and Cox. Starting 5 still out there for the Bobcats. A little more than 6.5 minutes in. I think the tempo is to ESF's liking. Here is Drain, the reverse layup. He's got it. He's got 11 points already. Emery, right back down the floor. The finger roll won't go. Sletfold, his quadruple team, still has the ball. Gets it out to an open Emery. ESF will reset. Plenty of time to shoot. Shot clock's at 16. Emery all the way. This time the finger roll does fall. Took Emery a while to get going tonight. He's got 4 points now. Scoring on back-to-back successful possessions for ESF and gives the visiting team the lead again. It's back and forth we go. Skip pass to Oliver. Driving inside. Kicking to Pugh for 3. That's not going to make it as Franco gets the rebound. Franco ran into Oliver. Good defense by TJ. The officials letting him play tonight. It's 2-on-1 in transition. Underneath, Kai Pugh with his first points of the night. Here is Sletfold going to his left hand. A lot of contact on the drive away from the ball. Sletfold's shot was very short. It turned out to be an effective pass as Ian Holland in the right place at the right time to catch and lay it in. No defenders within 5 feet of him when he put ESF back on top. Carrington and Oliver playing catch, top of the key. Skips out to Carrington, catch and shoot for 3, off the mark. Emery mistimed his jump, came down to the board, lost the ball, then he rejects the layup there from Pugh. Possession will stay with Bryant and Stratton. As a couple of changes for the Bobcats. DeCourcy Corley into the game along with Matthew Cleveland. Sophomore and senior respectively. This for Bryant and Stratton. Carrington checks out of the game. Cleveland brings in a lot more size as well. 6'8". The officials just double checking the time on the shot clock is correct, and it is with 17 to shoot as Bryant and Stratton get set to inbound. This is drained from way downtown. Comes up a bit short. That ball slapped around before being corralled by Holland. He's been involved on both ends of the floor. Emery took a bump from Oliver on his way up the court. Sletfold. Good ball movement. Emery inside with the right hand. Up and in. A half dozen for the senior from Fayetteville. This is Pugh out of the corner, feeds it into the middle, drains open out the opposite side, doesn't take the open look. Impeded the whole way, drives to the basket and finishes strong. So the help came from Ian Holland. Time is stopped with 10:57 remaining. It's a 1-point game. As Benzito comes back into the contest for ESF, he'll replace one of his fellow starters, Ian Holland. There. And now we're back underway. Just had to get the score right up on the big board here in Allen Hall. This is Franco in the lane. His shot's too strong. Hot potato in the paint. Franco with the offensive board. Sletfold pulls up for 2. It's off the mark. He pursued his own rebound, but Oliver had the box out. And he leads a 3-on-3 for Bryant and Stratton. Oliver coast to coast. Sends one over in the direction of Pugh. This is Drain. He'll kick it out again. Oliver wide open in the corner for 3 in the lead. There it is. TJ Oliver puts the Bobcats back in front. They've scored the last 5 and lead 22-20, coming up on the midway point of the opening half. Ivan Richardson seeing some minutes in the first half tonight. Franco kicks it out. Zito faked the shot, put it on the floor, kicks out to Richardson for 3. Sletfold the offensive board. He leans into it and knocks it down. Sletfold, who has started for ESF this year, came off the bench tonight and has the Mighty Oaks' first bench points of the evening. Pugh finds an open teammate, and Oliver knocks down the 3. The basket will count. There was a foul off the ball in the battle for position for the rebound, as Emery hit the deck because he was being held by Matthew Cleveland. The first personal on Cleveland. And for ESF, Mikey Sellen has checked into the game. Sophomore from Cicero. Played his high school ball for CNS. Richardson into Emery, back to the basket. Couple defenders quickly swarm to him, fading away for 2. Just a bit too much on it. Easy rebound for Cleveland. Quickly up the floor, Bryant and Stratton. Corley didn't take the three. Oliver did. Missed that one. Battle for the board. Sellen had it knocked out of his hands by Cleveland, but Emery ran it down. It's just what John D'Antonio was talking about before the game. You can't out-jump him. You got to outwork him, and they did there. Here is Zito for three. It's an air ball too strong into the hands of Cleveland. The big fella gets the wheels turned, and Cleveland all the way to the tin and one. Richardson guilty of the foul, couldn't stop Cleveland from putting it home. And that'll be Richardson's last act on the floor for now as Holland comes back in for him. And Cleveland has a chance to complete a conventional three-point play. He leads the team in free throws made this year, 79%, 19 of 24 from the line.
Three-point play for Cleveland.
And he makes it a 28-22 game. 6 straight points for the Bobcats to open up their largest lead of the half. Sletfold driving, his pass off the mark. It's intercepted by Pugh. Pugh all the way with the flush. And with Bryant and Stratton on an 8-0 run, we get our first timeout of the game called by ESF head coach John D'Antonio, coming with 8:41 remaining in the opening half. It was pretty good tempo to the game for the first 10 minutes or so for ESF, but the last few possessions it's gotten away from the Mighty Oaks a little bit. Some careless turnovers have led to some points in transition. The dunk from Pugh most recently, and then on the one before that, the three-point play by Cleveland. After a turnover at the other end, he ran the floor, went coast to coast, was fouled, didn't stop him from making the bucket. And so after Jordan Drain was taken over the scoring in the early portions of the game, some of his teammates have gotten going. TJ Oliver's made a couple of threes for Bryant and Stratton. Kai Pugh, after he missed a couple early free throws, 4 points from the field now, and bucket each for Cleveland and Carrington so far. It was a full timeout for the Mighty Oaks, but they are ready to go. And so is Bryant and Stratton. On the floor for ESF are Sellen, Emery, Cox, Zito, and Holland. So Antonio Franco getting a brief rest. And some full court pressure going to be applied by the Bobcats coming out of the Mighty Oaks timeout. Brief delay as the officials get together to adjust the shot clock. Should be a full 30 for the Mighty Oaks. And there we go. Sellen to get us back underway. Emery has, of course, Corley draped all over him. He's double teamed as he gets it across half court to Sellen. Sellen puts it on the floor, attacks the basket, has his shot rejected by Pugh. Bryant and Stratton on the run. 2 more as DeCourcy Corley slams it home gently for his first 2 points. A 10-0 run for Bryant and Stratton. This is Zito dribbling out of the corner. Put his head down, lost the basketball. Cleveland getting out and running all the way. His layup will rattle home. Sellen to Zito. Underneath for an open 2, and that'll break the run. Ian Holland in the double figures, a team-high 10 for ESF. Snaps the 12-0 run for Bryant and Stratton. At the scorer's table, Franco ready to re-enter the game at the next opportunity for the Mighty Oaks. Oliver to Pugh for 3. First 3 he has made. Bryant and Stratton with 4 made threes tonight, 2 more than ESF has knocked down. Zito thought about it, and he lost the ball and might have gotten bailed out there. Fouled from behind. That was Drain reaching in to knock the ball away, illegally so in the eyes of the official. First of the night called on Drain. Just the 3rd team foul of the half against Bryant and Stratton. Just the 2 have been called against ESF as well. Changes for both teams to break of the action. Franco back in for ESF and for Bryant and Stratton. Jareem Eason in the game, and Ian Holland has 2 more. He's consistently found space right underneath the basket all night, and his teammates been able to find him more often than not. He has nearly half of his team's 26. Here's Cleveland for three. Too strong. Franco tracking down the long rebound. ESF trying to chip away at this double-digit deficit. Corley, some good physical defense on him. A little too physical in the end. He reached in. He's guilty of the personal foul, his first. Shot clock stays at 23. Exactly 7 minutes to play in this opening half. Bryant and Stratton up by 11. Cox will hand off to Emery. They make him go to his right. He spins back in on his left. Can't make the floater. Long rebound is slapped out by Cox, but into the arms of Kai Pugh. Pugh driving the basket, and that shot was blocked. There was a foul in there as well. Holland knocked it away. Franco called for the foul. He can't believe it. The block was clean, but the body contact was not. And Pugh will head to the line. He's 0 for 2 there tonight. Connects on the first, giving him a total of 8 points for the game. Jalen Morgan into the game for Bryant and Stratton, giving Oliver a breather. 6:40 to play before halftime. Pugh can't make the second. Ball last touched by a member of Bryant and Stratton. I think it was Cleveland who had his hands on it last. So an uncharacteristically poor showing from the free throw line, at least so far for Kai Pugh. Just 1 for 4 after going 19 for 24 to begin the season. And just losing the ball on the dribble was Andrew Cox. Maybe guilty of trying to do a little bit too much on his own on that possession. It's one of those careless turnovers that John D'Antonio said that would be key for his team to avoid committing. That pass deflected, but it comes right back to Eason. Still plenty of time, only 14 on the shot clock here. Eason fading away, and his shot comes up short. He might get a second chance, as he threw it out of bounds off Emery. 6 seconds to shoot for the Bobcats. In it comes to Cleveland. Cleveland driving around a couple of defenders, can't finish. Franco the rebound and the outlet to Zito. Good defense by Kai Pugh. Didn't make contact, disrupted his rhythm, and forced the miss. Pugh the other way. Will kick out to Jalen Morgan for 3. There it is. Fifth 3 of the half for Bryant and Stratton. They have opened up their largest advantage of the night. It's a 15-point game. There's a misfired pass from Holland. And Jareem Eason draws the foul, lays it in at the other end. He'll get a chance to complete the 3-point play. Foul charge to Franco. He's the first player for either team with 2 personal this evening. Both teams with 4 timeouts charged to them in the opening 14.5 minutes. 5.5 minutes to play before halftime. Bryant and Stratton in danger of pulling away here. This game was tied at 22 midway through the half. It's been all Bobcats ever since they scored the next 10. And ESF got a couple of buckets back, but some sloppy play in possession. A few too many turnovers for the visiting team over the last couple of minutes, and Bryant and Stratton has made them pay in transition. They'll look to add on another one coming out of this timeout. As we mentioned, some of the depth players for Bryant and Stratton want to have a role to play tonight, especially with Keyshawn Crosby out, and after waiting a good 6.5 minutes before turning to his bench, head coach Clay Gagan-Sherman has relied on some of his depth players, and they're cashing in on the score sheet tonight. So here is Eason to complete the 3-point play. His first free throw attempt of the season is no good, and Holland grabs the rebound. Emery gets a screen from Holland and then throws it away. Was it deflected? Franco says it was. The officials disagree. Morgan was the closest defender to Franco. Didn't look like he touched the ball, so I think the officials got the call right in the end. Morgan receives the high pass from Pugh. Bumps off Emery, almost lost the handle, got it back. Feeds Pugh, driving to the basket with contact. And with 2 more points and a chance for another one.
ESF foul number 10, Ian Holland, his first.
Holland charged with the foul.
Count the basket for Pugh, he'll shoot 1.
Pugh with 10 points, the second Bobcat in double figures this half. 1 for 4 from the line so far tonight, but makes the 3-point play. The Mighty Oaks have turned it over 8 times already. Here's Franco looking to get 3 back. He throws up an air ball, however. Emery unable to save it. Not a lot of room there underneath the basket. A 20-point game just like that. A 24-4 run for the Bobcats, who have turned it over just twice tonight compared to 8 for the Mighty Oaks. Under the basket for 2 more is Matthew Cleveland. He's got a half dozen off the bench. Franco off a screen. He'll drive to the basket. His contested layup bounces up and in. His first 2 points since the opening couple of minutes. And obviously for ESF, a lot of game left, just over 4 minutes to play before halftime. It's a big deficit. And it got 3 points bigger as Jalen Morgan makes his second 3 off the bench and puts Bryant and Stratton over the half-century mark in the first half. So you get the sense this is a crucial 3+ minute stretch for ESF. As Zito lets fly from 3, no good. And grabbing the rebound while standing out of bounds was Morgan. A break for ESF and a second chance on this possession. About the only thing Morgan's done wrong off the bench so far tonight. For ESF, Sletvold back in. And for Bryant and Stratton, another one of the big boys, 6'9" senior Timothy Charles. Franco steps back for 3. And at the other end, it's Corley. Another quick strike for Bryant and Stratton. Emery tries to answer. Came up short. This is Corley. And 1 too many steps there for Morgan. He forgot to dribble the ball as he was attacking the basket. Just the 3rd turnover of the half for Bryant and Stratton. Franco bringing it up the floor on this possession. Zito tried to skip it, it was rejected. Comes around to Sletvold for the open 3, and it tickles the twine. Nate Sletvold with just the 3rd made 3-pointer of the half for ESF. Uncontested, he walked right up into it, and Jalen Morgan has 3 more. 9 points, all from beyond the arc for Morgan. Sletvold under pressure. Gets it to Franco, back to Sletvold in the paint. He gets it to fall. Sletvold's had a nice half. 7 points off the bench for the Mighty Oaks. Second most on the team behind Ian Holland's 12. Franco still out there playing with his 2 personal fouls. Cleveland may have gotten away with a push-off. Charles couldn't handle the pass, saved it. It's with Morgan. Morgan with 3 threes this half. He'd made just 3 threes all season coming into tonight. This is Corley with the left, finishes strong. 6 points for Corley. Sletfold has scored on back-to-back possessions. Here's Emery for three. Around and off, and it's Cleveland with the board. Cleveland all the way, and Emery, a big pile up after the fact. Emery drew the charge and then some collateral damage after the fact. As Wes Emery was down on the floor, I think it was Timothy Charles who landed on him, and it looks like Charles came off the worse for wear for it. As that was Cleveland with his second personal, just to reset things with a minute 41 to play before halftime. Bryant and Stratton up 58-33 on ESF. Both teams with 5 personal fouls. Brief delay as Timothy Charles of Bryant and Stratton getting some attention from the training staff, but he's up and limping a little bit, but able to walk off the floor under his own power. And he will have to come out of the game because the training staff came on to take a look at him. And David Honor, who has not scored tonight, will come back in for the final minute 41.
SYR also in for ESF.
Sletfold lost the handle, and it's a 2-on-0, and all by himself with authority. Jareem Eason slams it down, and it is a 60-point first half for Bryant and Stratton Syracuse. Sletfold double teamed, battling hard, draws a third defender, draws a foul. Good effort from Sletfold. As it was Corley reaching in, it's 2 on him. Corley and Cleveland with 2 apiece. And Honor will come right back out. Good to see Timothy Charles bounce right back out there. And for the Mighty Oaks, Sletfold is replaced by Franco. Little offense-defense for John D'Antonio here. Down the stretch in the first half. Minute 15 left in it. Emery, let the ball come off his foot. He was fouled on his way. And if that's Cleveland, that will be his third. It is the third on Cleveland. And it does put ESF into the bonus. And ESF will head to the line for the first time tonight. This is a Mighty Oaks team that shoots a lot of free throws. Emery, one of their best shooters, is good on the first. 74% from the line as a team entering tonight. Keyshawn DeVoe checking in for Bryant and Stratton. As Emery comes up short on the second, and SYR DeVoe nearly had the offensive rebound. He had the ball in his hands, but he couldn't maintain possession. Corley driving to his left, all the way to the rim. Corley lays it in. 2 more for him for a total of 8 inside the final minute of play before halftime. Ivan Richardson driving. And Holland, oh, that's a tough break for Holland. Again, he was in the right place at the right time. Richardson was fouled on his drive to the rim, and he'll get a chance to shoot a couple. DeVoe just checked in, guilty of the foul. And Richardson, who's contributing a little over 5 points a game off the bench this season at the line. 3 for 4 from the stripe entering play. He's good on the first. Becoming the 6th different Mighty Oak to get on the score sheet this half. He's 2 for 2 from the line. Sletfold back in for Franco as Coach D'Antonio protecting him in his 2 personal fouls. And before the inbounds, officials noticed that SYR DeVoe was tying his right shoe, so they're going to give the sophomore from Plattsburgh all the time he needs to do that. No pressure with everyone in the gym watching you and waiting for you to get ready. He's good to go, and so are we. Corley bringing it up the floor. one of several depth players with an excellent first half for Bryant and Stratton tonight. Morgan, another one of them. Around it comes to Easton. He'll let fly from long. That's maybe a bit beyond his range. ESF with the shot clock off. Richardson driving again. Handing off to Sletfold. The final 10 seconds of the half. Sletfold trying to do it all himself. He takes it up, gets his own rebound, fades away, throws one up. It's no good. He had a couple of looks there. Couldn't get either one to fall as Corley threw it up the floor. He had Jareem Eason open, but the clock had run out before Eason could receive the pass. And that brings us to the end of what was a very high-scoring and very fast-paced, at least in the second portion of it, first half. This game was tied at 22 about midway through the half. Bryant and Stratton proceeded to go on a 12-0 run, and they really never looked back. Up by 26 as we head to the break. 62-36 our score with 20 minutes to play. We're going to step aside for the halftime break and be back in a few to break down the first half box score. You're watching college basketball on ESF TV. We welcome you back to Allen Hall on the campus of Onondaga Community College and ESFTV's presentation of college basketball. Kenny Copps with you here at OCC. Halftime between SUNY ESF and Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse. The Mighty Oaks were able to hang with Division I Bryant and Stratton for the first 10 minutes of the opening 20, but it was all Bobcats down the stretch. Game that was tied at 22 quickly opened up in Bryant and Stratton's favor. They scored the next 12 and have a 26-point lead at the half. Not a lot of rebounds in the game because a lot of the shots are going in. Bryant and Stratton shooting incredibly well from the field, and ESF shot the ball pretty well at the start of the half, but unable to get much going from three-point range today. And a very physical first half as well, which benefited Bryant and Stratton, and a lot of the total 12 fouls that were called came down the stretch in the first half. There's only about 3 or 4 personal fouls called in the opening 10 minutes or so. Look at some of the individual numbers in the opening half. It was a pretty evenly spread out score sheet for the Bobcats. Jordan Drain with a game-high 13 points, the big center for Bryant and Stratton. Kai Pugh getting the start at guard, came up with 11 as well. They're the only 2 Bobcats in double figures. ESF did keep David Honor off the score sheet, but a lot of the bench players with a few buckets to their name. Jalen Morgan with 9 on a trio of threes, 8 apiece for DeCourcy Kelly and TJ Oliver. Matt Cleveland with 7 off the bench, 4 points for Jareem Eason and 2 from Justice Carrington. And for the Mighty Oaks, Ian Hollins had the most productive night, at least on the scoreboard, with 12 points. And those total shots probably came from a grand total of 12 feet out. Well, he leads the Mighty Oaks in that department. Patrick Emery really hasn't gotten it going. Just 7 points for him. You can tell he's still a little banged up after playing banged up over the past weekend at the Lions Den Classic down in Scranton. Nate Sletfold battling hard off the bench for ESF tonight. He had 7 points, most of them late in the first half. Antonio Franco picked up a couple of fouls, did manage 5 points, had one of ESF's 3 threes. Andrew Cox had the other. Ben Zito held off the score sheet by the Bryant and Stratton defense. The 62 points in the first half for Bryant and Stratton, the 3rd time in 5 games that they have gone over 50 points in the opening half this year, and it is a season high first half points with 62 for the Bobcats. For ESF, it's their final game before the Thanksgiving break, so I'm sure John D'Antonio during the intermission was just encouraging his team to not worry about trying to get all 26 points back at the start of the second half, but just to leave it all out there. You have a nice long break coming up to rest and recover. No games for ESF until after Thanksgiving. They'll resume their 2025 portion of their schedule at Elmira College. That'll be on Monday, the 1st of December, after the holiday break. For Bryant and Stratton, it's been a relatively slow start to the season for them, as Coach Clay Gagan-Sherman has built quite the impressive program at Bryant and Stratton. They've won at least 17 games each of the last 3 seasons. They went 17-6 last year. They earned the #1 overall ranking as well, and the top seed for nationals, but they were bounced in the quarterfinals by Berkeley in the Division I Small College National Championship in the USCAA, and then they lost to Bryant and Stratton Buffalo in the consolation game. So they're trying to finish stronger this year than they did last year. And fans, while you're waiting for the start of the second half, this is a great chance to help support your Mighty Oaks. ESF Athletics needs your help now more than ever. Your contribution will enable these wonderfully talented ESF student athletes to continue to compete and reach their full potential. All you have to do is, you see the QR code at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Just scan that down there. When the drop-down menu pops up, select Other and write in Athletics. We appreciate any amount you can give, and so do the Mighty Oaks student athletes. Final few seconds of instruction around Clay Gagan-Sherman in the Bryant and Stratton huddle before we get things going in half number 2. 62-36 our score in favor of the home team this evening, Bryant and Stratton. Don't let their dark uniforms fool you. They're the home team on the scoreboard. ESF, the visitors, wearing their home whites. Trying to snap a 6-game losing streak against the Bobcats of Bryant and Stratton Syracuse. A lot of work to do in the second half to make that a reality.
Bryant and Stratton ball will start the second half.
Both teams with their original starting fives out there to begin half number 2. And TJ Oliver was ready to inbound. The only problem was he was on the wrong side of the floor. So now we're good to go as Justice Carrington gets the ball into Kai Pugh, and off we go in half number 2. The last time these teams met back in January, they both scored over 100. It was 110-108, Bryant and Stratton. On their first possession of the second half, they pick up right where they left off. That is David Honor, who didn't score in the first half. He banks in a 3 to begin the second half, making it a 65-36 game. Into the paint for Holland. This is Zito. He drives in and he'll bank it home.
ESF Basketball, Benny Zito.
And so just like that, each team had one starter who didn't score in the first half. Now they have.
David Honor.
At the other end, David Honor gets it going again. 2 more for him. He has all 5 of Bryant and Stratton's points out of the locker room. Franco for 3. It's silky smooth. He got red hot in the second half against Word of Life on this floor 10 days ago, and ESF will need him to do that again tonight as they try to chip away at this 26-point deficit. This is Drain driving. Can't get it to fall, but he was fouled, and he'll get a chance from the line to add 2 more to his game-high 13. Holland with the contact, picks up his second personal. First foul called against either team in the second half. And Drain will attempt his first freebies of the evening. No one on Bryant and Stratton has attempted more free throws than him so far this season, 27 in the 4 games coming into play, on average making 2 out of every 3. Make it 1 for 1 so far tonight. Too strong on the second from Drain. And ESF with the board. And Emery beats his first man. Dishes to Zito with 2 hands. It's too strong, and Drain the 2-handed rebound. The quick outlet pass to Pugh. Pugh with too much on the lay-in. Franco with the rebound, and it's 2 against 2 the other way. Franco's going to pull up for the open 3, and it's good. He's starting to heat up. He's got 11 points. He's made 3 threes. ESF in the zone. Oliver catches the skip pass, penetrates and kicks and throws it to a teammate on the bench for a rare Bryant and Stratton turnover. Talking to John D'Antonio before the game, he was hoping to keep Bryant and Stratton in the 75 to 80 point range. So looks like they'll surpass that here in the second half, but better work on the defensive end that time as Holland is fouled by Carrington as he was trying to feed it down to the block for Emery. First foul of the second half, charged to the home team. Cox to inbound, 20 seconds to shoot. Long pass comes in to Franco. The senior directing traffic. Lost handle of the basketball. It's saved from going into the backcourt by Holland. Franco driving past Drain. Handing off to Zito, and he'll scoop it up and in. He was trying to get a foul called as well. Didn't get the call, but gets the 2 points. And then Justice Carrington with the immediate answer for Bryant and Stratton. Franco driving and will try to lay it home. Just rolled off the rim for him. Long outlet ball. Carrington again. Found by Kai Pugh. The assist was better than the basket. 4 points in about 15 seconds for Bryant and Stratton. Emery spinning to the left, uses the glass, can't make it the first time. On the second time, yes he can.
Emery.
9 points for the senior Emery this evening. That pass is rejected. Came back to Miller, under the basket to Honor. Good defense first by Franco and then again by Emery, but too many opportunities for Honor underneath, and he got it to fall eventually. After a scoreless first half, he has 7 in the second. Emery with 2 more on the drive to the basket and the right-handed layup. Emery becomes the 3rd Mighty Oak to hit double figures tonight. Give him 11 now. Buckets on back-to-back possessions. Carrington forced away from the basket by Holland, and a very late foul call comes in. Franco trying to intercede on his teammates' behalf. A couple of free throws coming up for Carrington, and that's the 3rd of the night against Holland. Carrington at the line to shoot a pair. He is 2 for 2 this season from the stripe. Just over 4 minutes gone in the second half as Carrington connects on the first with his 3 fouls. Holland will stay out there. Cox is the one replaced by Mikey Sellen. Not much foul trouble for either team. Holland with 3, Franco with 2 for ESF. One of the Mighty Oaks was in the lane too soon, but Carrington made the free throw, so no need for a redo. Franco to Zito, he had a man open, it was Holland. The pass was just delayed a bit too much, and Holland could have let it go. He tried to save it as Oliver was applying some pressure, and the ball just glanced off the fingertips of Ian Holland, and as a result, it's back to Bryant and Stratton. It was a 26-point game at halftime. 14-14 apiece after the break. 76-50 up on the scoreboard here in Allen Hall. Pugh feeds the big man Drain. Backing down his man with the left hand, scoops it in. His first points from the field in the second half. Leads all scorers with 16. Emery, oh, that was a clever pass. Holland wasn't ready for it. It was knocked out of bounds by Drain, so it stays with ESF with 21 seconds on the timer. Sellen gets ready to toss it in, finds Emery. Zito under the basket to Holland. That is rejected with authority by Kai Pugh over in the direction of our stellar production team. 16 to shoot for the Mighty Oaks. Franco will throw it in out of the corner. This is Emery attacking the basket again. He's got 2 more. The seniors doing their part in the second half for ESF. Franco and now Emery. In the lane, Emery couldn't get over in time to stop the lay-in from Carrington. He's heating up in the second half. He's got 8 of his 10 after the break as well. Emery faked the 3, driving, pulls up, and gets the foul and the basket. The foul is charged to Pugh. That's his first of the night. 2 team fouls apiece. Cox comes in for Holland for ESF. Emery 1 for 2 from the line tonight. 79% free throw shooter on the year. He makes 3 the old-fashioned way. Good ball movement by Bryant and Stratton, trying to attack the ESF zone. Miller kicks to Drain. Top of the key for 3, it's good. Second 3 that he has made tonight. That's Mikey Sellin all the way for 2. Here's Honor, in and out from him. Offensive rebound, Pugh with a putback, no good, and he was hacked by Franco on his way up. That's why he missed it. That's 3 on Franco, 3 on the team. 2 shots coming up for Pugh. Pugh was just 2 of 5 from the line in the first half. He's good on the first one here. As the Bobcats make a change in on-floor personnel. Honor comes out after his hot start to the second half. 7 quick points and a little over 6 minutes for him. And DeCourcy Corley re-enters the game. As Pugh is too strong on the second, and Benzito grabs the board. Emery trying to drive, physical defense on him by Pugh. Emery gets by him and uses the right hand to scoop it home. Nate Sletfold getting ready to come in for ESF. This is Drain for 3. Too much on that one, and Sellin tracks down the long rebound. Sellin speeding up the floor. His pass was just behind his intended target of Andrew Cox, and it was a good idea, but errant in the execution leads to the ESF turnover. That break in the action allows Sletfold to come in and gives Benzito a brief rest. Oliver to Drain. Corner 3 on the way. Around and out, the putback from Justice Carrington. 27-point game. There is Sellin, can't get it to fall. Corley the rebound, and Drain running the point up the floor. Sellin extending his defense on him. This Drain has made a couple of threes tonight, and he threw that pass to an imaginary friend. ESF basketball following the rare Bobcat turnover. 7.5 minutes gone in the second half. Emery puts it on the floor. Backing down Miller all the way to the rim. It's partially blocked by Carrington. Carrington leads the fast break all the way, and the finish. Carrington with 12 points in the second half. Emery to an open Sellin, catch and shoot for 3. Not this time. Carrington grabs the board. Long pass comes ahead in the direction of Drain from under the basket. He gets some room and lays it home. 21 points for Drain. Corley with the fouls. He tried to jump the pass for Emery. Corley and Cleveland, who is not out there at the moment, with 3 fouls apiece for Bryant and Stratton. Mikey Sellin gets a breather, and Ian Collins is back on the floor for the Mighty Oaks. Another foul. This is Carrington. A little overeager, trying to force the turnover. Franco brings it up the floor and drives past Oliver. Franco's got an open look. Too strong on the shot. A couple of teammates got in each other's way. That was Pugh and Drain. Drain ended up with the board. Clever behind the back pass to Oliver. Good defense on him by Sletfold, and the ball will be going down to ESF. That was the indication, but officials changed their minds. They got the call right in the end, as ESF clearly knocked it out of bounds. Fresh 20-second clock to work with for Bryant and Stratton. Corley pulls it out. Sletfold sizing him up on defense. This is Drain. Thought about the long shot. Instead, finds an open man in Pugh and one. That was Cox with the foul, his first. As Pugh, if he makes this, he'll complete the three-point play and get back to 50% shooting free throws tonight. And he does. Pugh contributing in both halves for the Bobcats. They've stretched their lead to 34, their largest of the game. Franco will keep shooting. Wide right on that one. Sletfold, his left foot just hit the end line there. Out of bounds, trying to get the long rebound. And a line change being made by Clay Gagan-Sherman here. Everyone except TJ Oliver checking out of the game. So it's Oliver along with Morgan, Charles, Cleveland, and Eason on the floor for the Bobcats at the moment. In the middle stages of this second half. Good screen from Cleveland. Oliver looking for a teammate that's batted around in the paint, and it was touched by Oliver. He was in midair. He had gone out of bounds after making the pass. The ball was being exchanged like a hot potato in the lane, and Oliver had not reestablished himself in bounds. Andrew Cox has checked out for the Mighty Oaks. And Ivan Richardson back on the floor. Some contact from Timothy Charles, too much contact in the eyes of the officials. Corley in for Oliver for Bryant and Stratton. Fresh 20 to work with for the Oaks. There's Emery driving in for two more. He's had a strong second half. 13 in the half, 20 for the game. Averaging about 23 and a half on the season. Team's leading scorer and rebounder. So important to everything ESF does on both ends of the floor. Charles, and then Cleveland banking it in. And a delay of game warning. I think it was Jalen Morgan guilty of the delay of game warning. Just slapping the ball away after the made basket. And there's a block as it was DeCourcy Corley coming over to help out on defense, swatting away the shot from Franco in the paint. As Franco had gotten past his primary defender in Jareem Eason. Corsi's help proved effective. Off the inbound, Sletfold steps back for a three. It comes up short, and it's going to stay with ESF. It's a great effort by Ian Holland. As Timothy Charles, guilty of ball watching there. The shot from Sletfold landed in bounds, and Holland played to the whistle. He tapped it out off the Bryant and Stratton defender. Shot clock at 12. That pass to no one in particular. Richardson will go back and touch it to prevent two easy points for Jalen Morgan, but it is a backcourt violation, an ESF turnover, and possession of the ball will rest with Bryant and Stratton with 9:34 to play. They'll lob it straight down to the block for Cleveland. Over Emery and in. It's 11 points for number 11 in the black and blue. Their lead is 3 dozen points. Spin move from Emery, unselfish. As the foul came on the pass, Timothy Charles laughing a bit in disbelief.
Number 10, Timothy Charles, his second, team 6.
And there will be a couple of shots for Emery after the second personal against Charles. Emery is 2 of 3 shooting free throws tonight. Off the mark with the first. 2 changes for ESF as James Henk comes into the game for the Mighty Oaks.
Also number 3, Tassara Hawar-Tharana.
Tassara Hawar-Tharana also on the floor for the Mighty Oaks. Emery trying to make the second, which he does. For Emery, 14 of his 21 points have come in the second half. And an offensive foul, an illegal screen. Jalen Morgan is the guilty Bobcat. So that will put the Mighty Oaks into the bonus the rest of the way. No shots in that one, however, because it was a player control and offensive foul. Franco and Emery, the only starters on the floor for ESF at the moment. Franco dribbled it off his foot out of bounds. As both he and Hawara Tharana went racing after it, couldn't keep it in play. As the teams exchanged turnovers. And Coach John D'Antonio going a little deeper into his bench as Emery lost his footing after stealing the ball away from Cleveland. Cleveland riding him the whole way. Emery ran into a couple defenders, got it back, and tries to lay it home, and he does, and the foul. Another one on Charles. He picked up 3 pretty quickly. So Emery will shoot 1. DeVoe back on the floor for ESF. Started one of the games in Scranton last weekend. It's a good 3-point play from Emery. And he'll get a well-earned rest as Mikey Sellen comes in for Emery. As Emery just over his season average, he's got 24 points now. The runner from Jalen Morgan, he gets it to fall. And Bryant and Stratton's next point will put them at an even 100 for the game. Here's Hawara Tharana, too much on it. Corley with the rebound. The Bobcats still looking to get out and run. Too much on the 3, and Charles went over the back of James Hank. That's 4 on Charles. And James Hank will shoot 1 and 1 for the Mighty Oaks. He's attempted 2 free throws this year, made them both. He was 50% from the line last season. Nothing but net on the front end for Hank. As freshman guard Camden Atkinson gets his first action of the night. Charles staying on the floor with his 4 personal fouls as Atkinson came in for Corley. Hank made both free throws to maintain his 100% rating for the season there. Atkinson pulls up for 2. Can't get it to fall. DeVoe, the rebound, tries to run, but the Bobcats too quickly back on defense. Sellen into the corner to Ivan Richardson. Uses the glass a bit too strong. Cleveland with the rebound. The Bobcats are stuck on 99 points. Cleveland gets them over 100 with the running layup. Here's Richardson, catch and shoot for 3. He'll hit it.
That's a 3 for Ivan Richardson.
First points from the field for Richardson. He's got 5 for the night, right on his season average. On the scoreboard, ESF has played Bryant and Stratton pretty evenly in the second half. Cleveland was caught in 2 minds there. He wasn't sure whether to shoot or pass. He ended up doing neither. He was fading away, and then he saw Timothy Charles open underneath the basket, but could not find his teammate with the pass. DeVoe baseline jumper over Cleveland is off the mark, and Easton has the board. And the teardrop from Morgan. 13 points for Morgan tonight. Richardson in the corner, made one here a minute ago. Not this time. DeVoe wasn't quite tall enough to get the rebound. Eason got it and gets out on the floor. It goes out to Ron and gives it to Cleveland for the easy lay-in. Here's Hawara Tharana from 3. Long rebound DeVoe. Hawara Tharana gets it again. Richardson wide open. Around and off. Rebound to DeVoe for 2. That was batted to him. I think it was Sellen underneath the basket, who knew he couldn't grab the board, saw his teammate open there, and just batted the ball right to him. DeVoe finished, rewarding the hustle play from his teammate. This is Cleveland. DeVoe guarding him. Charles fouled on his way up as Hank got him with the body.
ESF foul at number 20, James Hank, his first, team 5th.
First of the night, charge to Hank. Charles will look for his first points of the night. And of the season, 4 for 9 from the line in his career. Rattles the first one home. Charles 2 for 2 from the line. Appeared in 8 games last season for the Bobcats. Minimal opportunities so far this year. Trying to take advantage tonight. The jumper from Hawara Tharana won't go. Offensive rebound for DeVoe. Hawara Tharana again from the corner. 4-3. Too much on it here. Battling for the rebound, and it's a tie-up and a held ball, and it will stay with ESF. As DeVoe reached in and tied up Jareem Eason, the arrow pointing in the direction of ESF. Eason pleading with a couple officials that he was fouled, but doesn't get the call this time. 5:24 remaining. Sellen gets it into DeVoe. Thought about the 3, put it on the floor, takes it to the basket for 2 points. Some of the dribble penetration that Clay Gagan-Sherman was talking about before the game. Couldn't stop it there. Charles couldn't handle the pass. Hawara Tharana couldn't handle it either. It stays with Bryant and Stratton. Atkinson gave it up to Eason all the way to the tin with the lay-in. A timeout is called by Bryant and Stratton. This is just for the purpose of making some substitutions, as Coach Gagan-Sherman going to empty his bench as much as he can. Peter Santoro coming in. Christian Baskerville in the game. We'll give you the full 5 when we can. Meanwhile, this is Hank with some contact. It rolls off, but he'll get a chance to shoot a pair. Christian Baskerville just came into the game. He was guilty of hounding Hank. So Hank will shoot a pair. Both of his points have come from the line tonight, and that one just won't fall for him. With 4:46 remaining, Hank is good on the second. 3 of 4 from the line this evening for 3 points. Tonight's the first time so far this year Bryant and Stratton has hit the century mark. This is Santoro. Using up some more time on this possession. Keyshawn DeVoe tried to get it to Atkinson. Does it the second time around. Atkinson with 2 to shoot. Throws up a prayer as the shot clock was expiring. It hit the side of the backboard, so it's a good defensive possession for ESF. And the Mighty Oaks get the ball back following the Bryant and Stratton shot clock violation. Hank running the point here for ESF. Lost the handle of the ball. Richardson got it back, made sure his teammate didn't turn it over. Hank Underneath to Selland, couldn't finish from close range, and DeVoe gets the board. His outlet pass has a lot on it, and Baskerville had to turn on the afterburners to go get it, and then he was fouled on his way. He was a bit out of control, but Sawyer DeVoe reached in and hacked him on the way up, and it will be a chance for Baskerville to score his first points of the season and his career from the free throw line. 0 for 2 from the stripe this season in limited action. The first-year guard from Jamaica, New York. Can't buy one from the line this year. Almost wholesale changes for ESF as well. Everyone except Sawyer DeVoe departing the action. Quinn Baker and Kyle Williams into the game. Peyton Roberts and Killian Connolly on the floor as well. Connolly wearing number 51, the newest member of the Mighty Oaks team. Baskerville missed the first. The second is way wide left. And here is Connolly. Straight into the action. DeVoe driving, has the ball slapped out of his hands, out of bounds. Stays here with ESF with 15 to shoot. Connolly receives the inbounds pass. Williams to DeVoe. Jump stop, fading away, Sawyer DeVoe with a half dozen off the bench, all in the second half. A little over 3 minutes remaining in this one. Baskerville took a few too many steps there. He picked up his dribble, got double teamed, and instead of passing, he just kept moving. Nearly a loose ball there. Baker held on to it. DeVoe lets fly from 3. Comes up short, gets his own rebound. DeVoe fouled on his way to the basket. I think they're going to get Santoro reaching in from behind as Keyshawn DeVoe was trying to tie him up. I'll check that. It is on DeVoe. Fouling Sawyer DeVoe. With the Mighty Oaks in the double bonus. 2 shots here for DeVoe. No good on the first. He was 3 for 4 from the free throw line prior to that miss. He's good on the second for a total of 7. Inside the final 3 minutes of tonight's game, Santoro from long range, no problem. Here's DeVoe. That's a long 2 if it's good, and it is. A 9-point second half from DeVoe. $112 points for Bryant and Stratton. They put up 62 in the first half. Santoro looking for 2 more. Showing off the moves. The senior from North Syracuse. Played his high school ball at Liverpool. Only had 1 career appearance prior to this season. It's an ESF turnover as Williams dribbled the ball off his leg and out of play. And the Bryant and Stratton starting unit and the second team are really excited to see some of the depth players who don't get a lot of playing time to get some action, get some points by their name. On 6 different occasions last year, Bryant and Stratton eclipsed the century mark. Their highest point total. They're closing in on that. That's Kyle Williams for ESF. After the missed shot on the other end. DeVoe picks up his third foul. Williams with his first 2 points in a Mighty Oaks uniform. He'll shoot his first career free throw, and it's too strong. That shot was blocked as both Sawyer DeVoe and Kyle Williams were there in the way. Camden Atkinson listed perhaps generously at 5'7" at the size disadvantage for the Bobcats there. Atkinson from 16 feet, too much on the jumper. And another rebound for Sawyer DeVoe. He's finishing this game really strong for ESF. Pulls up at the free throw line. In the lane for the runner from Kyle Williams. He scored on back-to-back possessions. On the 16th of February, earlier this year, but last season, Bryant and Stratton beat Five Towns College 119-68. That was their season high last season. Atkinson from 3, too much on it. Long rebound, Connolly batted it out, and a big collision at center court. They're still playing volleyball. The foul call does come in. Atkinson, the guilty Bobcat, as he and Quinn Baker ran into each other right at half court. That'll give Baker a couple of chances to get on the scoreboard for ESF. Attempt his first 2 free throws of the season. Quinn's good on the first. .28 game in the final minute here. Baker goes 2 from 2. Make it 114-87. Could be the final possession here for the Bobcats. About a 8-second differential between the game and shot clocks. Atkinson from 3. He can't buy one tonight. Connolly the long rebound. Shot clock is off. 24 seconds remaining. Killian Connolly all the way. That shot was blocked by the German Sohail Buauda. Here is Sean DeVoe. His shot wouldn't go. The rebound and the putback for Christian Baskerville for his first 2 points. One final possession here. ESF does have to get it over, and they do. And Kyle Williams is content to dribble out the remaining seconds. The buzzer makes it official. An offensive masterclass from Bryant and Stratton. They started the game slowly, drew into it in the first half, went on a big run to close out the first half, and never looked back the rest of the way. Winning tonight's game 116-87 over ESF. It was a 22-22 tie about midway through the first half before a 12-0 Bryant and Stratton run, and they closed the first half on a massive run, leading 62-36 at the break. ESF got it down to 24 a couple of times early in the second half. Bryant and Stratton saw the lead grow as big as 36 a couple of times down the stretch. Ends up being a 29-point victory for Bryant and Stratton as the Bobcats improve to 2-3 on the year. Behind some balanced scoring for Bryant and Stratton, Jordan Drain did the most damage in the first half. He finished with a team-high 21 points. With Kai Pugh in double figures for the Bobcats, Justice Carrington as well, along with Jalen Morgan and Matthew Cleveland, some guys off the bench with big minutes and big performances. DeCourcy Corley chipping in, and some of the reserve guys, Peter Santoro and Timothy Charles, Christian Baskerville getting on the score sheet as well for Bryant and Stratton. For ESF, the Mighty Oaks will round out their pre-Thanksgiving portion of their schedule at 3-4. They have about a week and a half off before they travel to Elmira on the 1st of December. It was a slow first half for Patrick Emery, only 7 points before halftime, but he had a much better, much more usual second half by his standards. 17 points for a team-high 24. Ian Holland had a big first half with 12 points for ESF. Antonio Franco didn't get much going from beyond the arc tonight as Bryant and Stratton limited him to a total of 3 threes for the game and a grand total of 11 points. Down the box score, Sawyer DeVoe, 9 points in the second half for the Mighty Oaks. Nate Sletfold had 7 all in the first half. Ben Zito, Andrew Cox, Ivan Richardson, Quinn Baker, Kyle Williams, James Hank, and Mikey Sellen all pitching in on the scoring as well for ESF. And it'll be a while before our next home broadcast, December the 14th. Next time ESF will be back here at Allen Hall. On behalf of our outstanding production crew, I'm Kenny Copps. I want to thank you all for joining us here at Allen Hall on the campus of OCC. Mighty Oaks Basketball is an exclusive presentation of ESF TV. One last time, your final score here at Allen Hall. BRYANT and STRATTON College of Syracuse 116, SUNY ESF 87. That'll do it from us here. So long from Syracuse, New York.